Teddy Bear Twist here, and today we'll be playing some X-Plane 11. And the stuff I'm going to show you today, X-Plane 11 is a simulator of planes, and the stuff I'm going to show you today, it also works if you've got X-Plane 10 or X-Plane 9 desktop version. If you have X-Plane 10 on the iPad or Android or iPhone, then that's free. This one is paid, but it's a really good game, simulator I should say, and I'll show you how it works today. I'll show you the basics, and I might do more videos where I fly like special aircraft and do stuff like landing in a space shuttle, or maybe flying in a fighter jet or a commercial airliner. But today I'll be starting and also I just wanted to say I do have a joystick. It's the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, and it's also got a little throttle quadrant that comes with it, and a few programmable buttons. In later videos where I show you the ways to program X-Plane, I'll show you how to program those buttons, but for today it's just the basics. So I'm going to click on New Flight, and here I unclick that. And here I have all the aircraft that are available to me. So I have an ultralight aircraft, which is Aerolite. It's a kind of, it's tiny, and it's got a propeller engine. It's really, really basic, and it's a really basic plane. You can't fly too high with it. Then this is the general aviation area. That's the small personal type aircraft you learn to fly when you do flight school or something like that. So the Beechcraft Baron, when there's going to be a propeller aircraft, I'm gonna say hair dryers. So just be ready for that. This is the Beechcraft Baron. Then we also have Beechcraft Baron. This is the glider. I'll just do it like this. The Beechcraft Baron. Cessna Skyhawk is one of the best planes you can be starting to fly, and that's what I'm going to be using today. The Cessna Skyhawk or the Cessna Skyhawk G1000. They're pretty much the same thing. They're both hair dryers. They both have one engine. They're both propellers. They both have 3 wings. Then if you want to move up, you can use the Cirrus Vision SF50. That's a pretty good plane. This one has gear that can be pulled up. It's got a single jet engine. It's very good for learning to fly on jet engine airplanes. The King Air, slightly bigger hair dryer, 2 motors, retractable gear. The Cessna doesn't have a retractable gear. Tail dragger. It's also a hairdryer, but it's a tail dragger. The Stinson L5 Sentinel is really good for learning how to fly on tail draggers, but tail draggers are extremely hard to fly. Believe me, I've tried. And yeah, that's about all for the general aviation. Then for airliners, we have the Boeing 737-800. Oh, and if you're wondering also, when you click on it and then you go here, usually it says default like that. Then you can also click on that, and if there's any different skins or liveries, should I say, here you can choose them. I'll choose Qantas because that's my favorite airline. It's Australian. Here there's also Air China, American, Delta, KLM, Southwest, and the Qantas. So yeah, that's the 737. There's also the 747 Jumbo Jet, which is really it's used for far flights. It's one of the best commercial airliners there ever was, and there's only one livery for it. So you see, if I click there, it only says default. There's nothing else. So there's only one livery. This is the McDonnell Douglas 882. Sorry for that. And there's a lot of liveries here. So this is the American livery, Aeromexico livery, which is Mexican one. Alaska Airlines, you can probably tell by the name, it's Alaskan. Alitalia, it's Italian. Delta Airlines, well, Delta. Iberia, that's Spain and Portugal. JAL, no idea what that is. Scandinavian Airlines, well, it's Scandinavian. And just white, plain white. I'll go back to default, and yeah, that's the McDonnell Douglas 82. So then we have gliders, which have no engines, and this guy's got a couple of skins as well, liveries. They have no engines. I've got a slight problem at the time with getting them to be pulled up by another airplane. I'll try to fix it, and yeah, I'll try to fix it. So there's a helicopter. I've never tried flying this, but yeah, it's got a Coast Guard livery, it's got a commercial livery, it's got a mobile livery, and it's got a white livery. Most of them do have whites. So yeah, that's the helicopter, sorry. And I've never flown it. I've no idea how hard it is. Then here we have military. The McDonnell Douglas F4 Phantom number 2. It's only got one livery. This guy carries weapons, retractable gear, all that stuff. This guy carries weapons, and the Lockheed SR-17, retractable gear, everything. It can fly Mach 2.8, which is 2,600 kilometers per hour, which is also twice the speed of sound. And this guy doesn't carry any weapons, and I don't know how to do that to make him carry weapons, but I don't think you can. This is more of a spy plane. So yeah, that's the military. And then seaplanes, that's just the planes that can land on water. Cessna Skyhawk with floats means it's a Cessna Skyhawk, same as the other one. It can land on water. Yeah. So for this tutorial, I'll be choosing the Cessna Skyhawk, and it really doesn't matter which one you have. I like the Waves, X-Plane 10, Old Style, Full White, Scratches, or default, which means I basically like all of them. So I'll do Old Style for this one. Yeah, I like the Old Style. Here, where it says location, you can choose the you can choose the airport. I'm gonna choose Sydney Kingsford Smith International. Choose ones which say 3D, because that means there's buildings and everything. And this is the airport code, YSSY. If you want to take off at a specific runway or start at like a ramp, and a ramp they mean like a gate or the parking spot, just select your airport. You can also search here in the search bar. Select your airport, go into customize, and here you can click on any runway. There's 3 runways. You can also choose which side you start from, or you can do it here. And here it says you the length of the runway, the width of the runway, and there's also helipads if you've got a helicopter. And you can also do approaches. I didn't try those yet, but apparently you can do that. And here's all the ramps you can start at. So these are the cargo ramps, and all these others, they're just normal plane ramps. And there's ambulance and Qantas hangars and stuff. So for today's demonstration, I'll just be starting on the runway, on this big one. I'm going to be starting on runway 16 right. It's asphalt. You can see the terrain here. It says grass or dirt sometimes. So yeah, it's best to choose the ones which say 3D on it. And here's special starts. We're not going to be doing that today. I'll show it in another video. Then you click on confirm. Here you can set the weather. Go for, well, there's all of these. Go for clear or cirrus. I'm going to go for clear because that's the easiest to start demonstrating. And here you can put any time. You can also customize it and put any date, any time, and Greenwich Mean Time offset. You can also track real world date and time in that location which you chose. I'm just going to go for plain midday. There. So now when I click on start flight, it starts me a flight. And that sound you hear in the background, that's airplane passing overhead at my house. So yeah, it's starting new flight. This is loading, and it always puts you like, did you know stuff, and that's a X-Plane 11.25 update. It's reading new scenery files. I have no idea why, because I've already flown at that airport. So now if I want to, I can turn the sound up or down. Like, it depends how loud I want it, and if I want to disturb people or not. So I'll put it down to half now, and then I'll adjust it afterwards. So right now it's going to start me with the engine running on the runway, ready for takeoff. Come on. When it's foggy like that, either you've got foggy setting or it's just loading. In my case, it was just loading. So yeah, the engine's on, everything's fine, everything's great. And now, first thing before takeoff, in my version of X-Plane, you do Shift and 8. And here it shows you the outside of the aircraft. You can move with the arrow keys. So now I'll just be testing everything. See if my pull up works. And down. Yep, works. Works. Roll. Works. Test out my flaps. They work. By the way, my joystick, I programmed buttons to do the flaps. There is like somewhere on the keyboard there's like a way to do flaps. It's like F. No, it's not F. F is look down. R is look up. And yeah, I don't understand that. But yeah. So that's my plane. It's got non-retractable gear. There's a parked aircraft over there. There's just Sydney Airport. As you can see, I'm on the end of the runway. And I also got 3 kilometers of runway ahead of me. So, yeah. There's a lot of space. I'm not going to run through normal procedure like calling for clearance to take off and stuff like that now, because that's a bit too complicated for the first one. So now if you click on W, you go back into the cockpit view. Now I'll just move it around so I can see better. Here I'll explain all the instruments. This one you see here, that's your airspeed. When it's in the green zone, it's good to take off. When it's in the yellow zone or after the red line, you're going way too fast, slow down. This is to see how you are compared to the horizon. See if you're tilting or if you're going up or down. This is your altitude. The big hand shows hundreds of feet and the small hand shows thousands of feet. So I'm going to turn accordingly. This is the turn coordinator as it says there. Maybe you can see it. So this level is the normal bank angle, and you shouldn't probably go more than that. This is a heading indicator. Shows you where you're heading. So north is here behind me. Right now I'm heading about 16 degrees or 155 degrees. So when you say heading 155, that's what it means. That's heading 155 or 150. This is vertical speed. Shows you how many hundreds of feet per minute I go up or down. So that's very useful to have. These I'm not too sure. This I'm not too sure, but you don't really need those for the starting. This is also a heading indicator. Now if I use the hat on my joystick, I can look down. So there's not much stuff we need here for now. So yeah, click on W to go back into the normal view. Go a bit up so I can see a bit more. And now if I just put the throttle up, oh yeah, and brakes off, you need to do that. If you want to do it on the keyboard, it's B. If you want to do it on the joystick, you can program it. I'll show you how to do that in another episode. So now just put the throttle up and click the brakes off. Now it's going to automatically pull to the left, so you got to counteract that with your joystick. And when the arrow's at 60 knots on the airspeed indicator, which is that thing, this is the first thing I showed you. When it's at 60 knots, you can start gently pulling up. And now you've taken off, see? So now go up and reach about 1,000 feet. Don't go up too sharply, or you'll stall out, which means your aircraft just loses everything and it just starts falling down. Just gently go up and wait until you reach 1,000 feet. When you reach 1,000 feet, then you can start slowing down a bit. See, my vertical speed tells me I'm going 10,000 feet, 1,000 feet per minute. Sorry about that. That's just I have the radio turned on so I can hear what they're saying to the other aircraft. Sorry about that. And try not to do too jerky movements as I just did right now. Okay, so I'm almost at 1,000 feet now. So now I can level off until my whoa, I just moved my joystick really until the dot here in the middle is just on the horizon, and my vertical airspeed, vertical speed indicator shows 0, so it's not going up or down. Then I can pull the throttle down to 50 to 70%. Now, yeah, just fly where I want to fly. So for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to turn around and land again. So I'll do a traffic pattern, which is basically you take off, you fly in a circle, and then you land back on the same runway, the same way you took off. So now I'm turning 90 degrees. Watch your heading so you know when it's 90 degrees. And I'm totally not doing the right bank angle, just saying. So you turn 90 degrees, fly for a bit, turn 90 degrees again, fly for a bit more, then turn 90 degrees again, and then get ready to land. We'll turn 90 degrees, then turn 90 degrees again, then get ready to land. And, no ale teraz robím YouTube video! Pardon? Ano, mama? Sorry, some technical difficulties, aka my mum calling me. So now, we can turn again. 90 degrees. Yeah. And we're almost there. And now we can see the airport under us, so if we go into Shift 8 mode, we should be able to see the runway which we took off at. Which is this one here. It's parallel to us. So there, we're going to go straight, turn there, and land. So, yeah, good luck to us. Now we'll just keep going straight, and we'll turn the speed down a bit, and start going down to 800 feet. 800 feet is perfect for the last turn. So we'll just start going down now. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we're still going down. And if you look at Shift 8 mode, we're still parallel to the runway, see? And to move around like this is still the arrow keys. Same thing. So yeah, and I'm pointing the nose down a bit, turning the speed down so we don't go too fast. Yeah, and now we're still going down. Still going down, still going down, still going down, almost at 800 feet. Yeah, almost there. Okay, come on, a bit more. Okay, so now we're basically at 800 feet, so now we can level off. Which means, level off means we go to vertical speed 0. And also level off when you're turning means just go so you're completely straight with the horizon. Now fly for a bit more. You can also turn around in the cockpit, by the way, to have a look at the runway. Okay, so and then click W to get quickly back to your original position. So now we're almost ready to turn base, which means turning the last phase and then you turn again and then you land. So that we're almost ready to turn base. Put the first notch of flaps down. So if I go into Shift 8 mode, if I click down the flaps once, it puts them down that much. If I click it again, it'll go more. Then there's an up flaps button I also programmed. So now wait, we can now turn base, maintain 700 feet. It's a 90-degree turn again. Yep, there you go. And now look out of the window until you're aligned with the runway. So let's see. Where is the runway? I don't even know where the runway is. Uh-oh, I don't even know where the runway is. Well, I'll go into Shift 8 mode now. And I'll try to look for the runway. Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay. So, we were slightly off heading when we were going downwind, which means going parallel to the runway. We were slightly off heading, so now I'll turn us back so we're perpendicular to the runway. And I really should go up a bit more. I'm too low. And I turn my speed up a bit. Because you can see I'm going too slow. I'm in the green zone. I mean, I'm almost out of the green zone, which means I'm going too slow. Okay, and let's see if we're parallel to the runway. Almost. Well, once we're no, not parallel. Sorry. That was not good. Okay, so once we're basically aligned with the runway, we can start turning the last phase. So I'll just wait a bit more and then I'll turn. So yeah. Turn the speed down as well. And now we can turn again. I hope we can. So we turn. We're turning until we can see the runway in front of us. Okay, so I went a bit past, so I'm going to turn a bit more than the runway. Yeah, a bit more. And so then I'm going to align myself once I'm almost there. So now I turn the speed down and I can put... actually, we don't need the second notch of flaps. We don't need that. And by the way, if you're wondering, those scratches on the screen, that's the airplane cockpit. It's there on purpose. What's beeping? I don't know, but if something starts to beep, try to click on it. Okay, so it's not going to help, so... I don't know why it's beeping. I don't know. I don't know why it's beeping. I'll just ignore it. That was probably because I was too high. Yeah, too high, that's why. So now turn the speed down and start putting your nose down when you get aligned with the runway. Start pushing your nose down by putting your joystick or yoke. If you have a yoke, then push it inside. Push it inside. If you have a joystick, push it forward. Oh, look, there's two FedEx planes. And another two on the other side. And another one parked on the other side as well. So yeah, point it down until you're about above the runway. And then one important rule. Fly the aircraft. Which means don't point down, don't attempt to land. And, okay, as well, when you're almost near the runway, then turn the engine all the way off. Like, on my joystick, it's just all the way down. Our engine is not pulling us at all. And now pull up, so you touch on the back wheels first. I'll go into Shift 8 mode for this. So look, I'm pulling up gently. I'll put the second notch of flaps down. Now I'm pulling up, and I've still got enough thrust to keep going up, but now I won't. So now I'm still going down. I pull up, and I landed like that. Now I put brakes on. And yeah, I landed. So yeah, that's X-Plane, and that's X-Plane. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one, which will probably be X-Plane as well. So, see ya!